Good morning, guys. So we know that there are a lot more challenges and responsibilities of high school coaches these days, and we know that Hawaii has a long list of talented athletes that have gone on to do great things in their sports. But we know that along that path to success, there's always been that one influential person who's made an impact on their lives, and oftentimes that usually is their coach. So here at the Kaimana Coaches Clinic being held at McKinley High School today, it's all about supporting our high school coaches and helping them to get even better. And one of those people who are helping do that today is Greg Patton. He's Boise State's head men's tennis coach. And just a little background on him, since joining in 1993, he's taken Boise State to 9 conference championships in 3 different conferences. So I think he has some credentials to be talking about being a coach today. Good morning.
That's the most important thing, is just to get a lot of mileage under these wheels. And so I've been so fortunate. I started coaching right when I got out of college.
Okay.
And it's so funny because it's so great to be here, because Hawaii's always been one of our rivals,
right,
believe it or not. When I was at Boise State, it's great being here and not have to play Hawaii right now.
That's a good thing. Well, tell me, some people say top performers are not born, but they learn to be top performers. Do you think that's true?
Absolutely. Really? Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's the whole thing is the passion, is to instill the passion in the player, and to I think to romance the player to the sport. And I think that's the most important thing. That's the initial thing, is to initiate that passion in them and to romance the kid to the game, and then to retain, even to the highest level, to retain that childlike sense of play. And you know what? All play is a heightened sense of living. And I think the great athletes, when they go out, when they feel this pressure and they have all the crowd, is that what they do is they feel that heightened sense of living, and they just go into that childlike state and they compete. And I really believe in it. And that's one thing that we try to. I was a national coach for 8 years, working with the national team. And that was one thing we tried to instill in those kids that were so talented, is just go out there and, we think too much sometimes. It's just go out there, and a child, when they learn, they learn so quickly, is to get into that, just that sense of play, and go out and play. So I always say to the player is, play intensely, be into it instead of work hard. Everybody says, work hard. But I think when you look at the great athletes, and I've been so fortunate to be sometimes with great athletes, Andy Roddick, I'd be able to work with him, and Pete Sampras, Michael Chang. And what happens is you found that there was that the intuitive ability just to go into that childlike sense of play when they were playing in front of thousands of people, and basically to, almost to lose the crowd, right, and just be totally involved with themselves.
So what do you think is the one thing that you've learned as a coach that you hope to pass along to some of the coaches that are here today? What's the one key thing that you've learned?
Key thing, I think it is, I think the athletes don't care how much you know as a coach until they know how much you care about them. We're in the people business. We're in the people business. Sometimes we think in the W's and the L's, but it really is the people business. And I learned this so much. Whenever I'm around coaches, it's just reinforced constantly by the great coaches that I see, is how much they care about the athletes, how much they care about them as people. And then once you hook into that, it's like Phil Jackson. He loves his players, and he's always trying to teach them. He's really involved, and that's how he's able to get these super athletes, like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, to tap into that, where they basically flourish in their talent.
All right, Greg. Yeah. Well, Greg's the keynote speaker. He's a motivational speaker. Now you know why. Thanks a lot, Greg. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so they're setting up actually for the conference that actually begins at about 9 o'clock this morning. So they're also hoping to hold these clinics on the neighbor islands next month. Back to you guys.